I'm from the Naturalis Center of Biodiversity in Netherlands, in Leiden. And I come to this park to study the biodiversity and to monitoring the number of species, and also if there are changes compared to 4 years ago when I was also here. And I do this by putting up all kinds of traps, mostly Malaise traps. Malaise traps is named after a Swedish entomologist, René Malise. And these traps work by the sun. You put them in a corridor, in a flyway where insects pass, and then they are interrupted by the trap and then go up. Insects have two reactions when they are in panic. One is then fall down, others just go up to the sun. And if the sun is there, in the trap is an opening, is a plastic pot, and there is a bottle with alcohol. And then they get confused of the alcohol and then fall down and are conserved. Well, in alcohol, what's important for DNA research? The material is very diverse. It's usually one Malaise trap can collect in 1 week more than 10,000 specimens. This material will be prepared, at least part of the material, in the lab, and we do this in a chemical way, and then they're cleaned and labeled, and then finally you can identify them. If you're lucky, there are keys, otherwise you have to start a revision. And if you have the names, and then you can go to the website of the park and put the name there, and you can use for yourself for your overview of the fauna of a certain group. I work myself on several families. The biggest one is Braconidae. Braconidae are parasitoid pests that live in larvae of other insects. And in Europe at the moment we have about 3,500 species excluding the Caucasus. But some other groups are small, like Achterberg. Achterberg were not known of the park. We just discovered yesterday and today that they are here in this place. We found 3 species, maybe 4. And in Europe we have about 40 species. And I'm actually now performing a revision. So I try to make new keys for the whole area. And so this fit in with this work on the group. Other groups I did already a revision, like Heloridae, that we have only 4 species in Europe. But none of these species is known except one specimen I have from 4 years ago, but I still have to put it on the website. I found also a new genus here, what is unique. In Europe you don't find so easy new genera. Still have to be published, but I'm quite confident about that, a new genus. And in general, all the material what we collect here will be used for research. If it's not immediately, then maybe for the next generation. And the reason that we collect 4 years later here is that we were first time in June, it was quite cold and early, and now it's full summer. And we have a lot more insects, but also different insects. A lot of insects you have only in the spring, others you have in the summer, and some you have only in the autumn.